checkity, check, checkity, check on, check, 7, check. Good morning, guys. Happy Monday morning. Day 361 of 365. and keeping on trucking, I guess, now. Got my job tread stuff on today. Locke Johnson, how are you? Good morning. Yeah. What's happening? You know, you gotta wear the t-shirt. You wear the t-shirt, you gotta wear the hat. You know, it's a pretty good hat. I gotta get the visor. Gotta get a good curl on the visor. You know, gotta get your hat squared away. And have a good hat, right? Kaylin Newton, good to see you. Yeah, Wendy Turner. Jess Novak is here. Good to see you, Alex Redmond and Michael Moeller, rounding it out with the early bid. Present, Rachel says, checking in from Wisconsin. Yeah, Tim Kasperzak. Locking down the East Coast. Hey, give Dan Bennett a buzz and get him out of bed, would you? Mr. 822. Yeah, this segment is sponsored by Job Tread. Yeah. Oh, it'll be funny. Eric will show up and see me wearing the shirt and hat and t-shirt. He'll be like, hey, I should have tagged him. Somebody tag him. Roy will tag him. Roy always shares it while it's going on. So, yeah. It's funny. I did a podcast with Larry White the other day, and we got on a Job Tread rant. Not rant, but we were talking about how much we enjoy Job Tread. And so I'm going to take that clip and send it to those guys for their marketing. So, what up, Bob with 2 B's? Yeah, that's right. 2 B's and Bob. Spell it any way you want, frontwards or backwards. Good morning, Lee Frisbee. How are you this morning? Hope you enjoyed that call the other night with the Pond Professionals Alliance. Yeah, Matt Padron, good to see you. Shane Todd, good to see you, man. Welcome in, as they say. I do this every single day at 8 o'clock Eastern. And the goal at the beginning of the year, at the end of last year, I started 5 days early. The goal was to go 365 days in a row. In other words, every day in 2025. So we got a 5-day jump on it. So the 365th day will be the day after Christmas. So that's going to be a good one. We're looking to break world records with the attendance. Hey, every once in a while we hit into the 30s. We're doing all right. Doing all right. Good morning, Catherine Thomas. Good to see you guys. Share this out. You can even share it during the call. All right. Get some of your buddies here. You never know. Someone could benefit from this. Kevin Hawthorne. Yeah. Down there in, I think, Florida, right? Yeah. Good to see you, man. Dave Howard. Dave Howard taking the talk I did. Was it yesterday about the power of saying no? And he's now saying no to me every day. No, Bob. Argentina. Good to see you. I've met a lot of great people this year. You know, Argentina is one of them. Catherine Thomas, I'd met this year. Just met Shane, Lee Frisbee. Yeah. Tim Kasperzak. I look at the people on this thread right now. A lot of you guys I just met this year. So, yeah. Well, good to see you guys. What's happening? What's going on this week? Oh, Christmas, right? You got all your shopping done? I learned yesterday that I'm a better just driver of the shoppers. So we grabbed Bailey at Logan Airport and we came back this way and we hit up a few places and I was really good at moving the vehicle around and putting it in a strategic position. And I also learned that kept me isolated pretty much from the general public, and I didn't have to go into any stores because they had a list. They knew exactly what they wanted. So, yeah. All right. So, hey, 31 people on here already. Let's rock and roll. Some of them are probably those YouTube clowns. So, yeah, what a great name, Frisbee. Huh? Yeah, it is cool. We got some good names on here. Like I said, Jess Novak. Jess Novak, like if you take money from a loan shark and don't pay it back, you get a call, you get a visit from somebody like Jess Novak's coming to see you. Jess Novak here. I don't know why that hits me like that. Yeah. Well, guys, I would say that as we roll into the Christmas holiday week, take a deep breath, right? Just take a deep breath. Everything's going to be just fine. And if it doesn't get done, it's okay. All right. Wendy always looks at me funny when I say, geez, I got to get a haircut. This is out of control. Said that yesterday. You better hurry up. So I was able to make an appointment for this afternoon. So just squeaked in. So yeah, we'll get on it. Got to keep that. Got to have good looking lettuce. You know what I mean? Good looking stuff. Keep that stuff tight. All right. I've been up for a while. Got a few YouTube videos all teed up and scheduled, and that's a whole thing. Learning more about that all the time, about what lands and what doesn't. And yeah. So anyway, I'm learning all the time. But today we're on day 9, okay, of how to eliminate or at least reduce overwhelm, right? Ending overwhelm. 10 days to ending overwhelm, I think I called this series. Okay, so today I want to talk about the 90-minute focus block. And I'll just ask you this. When's the last time you actually took an hour and a half to just do some things? Just to do some things and be focused, okay? So overwhelm isn't caused by, too much to do. It's caused by too much interruption, really. We just get interrupted all the time. I noticed it this morning when I was putting together the outline for this talk, and I was halfway done reading through it because I like to read through everything I want to go over once so it's in my brain. So I've gone through it, and I picked up my phone, and I'm like, what am I looking at my phone for right now? It was just a squirrel moment. I was right in the middle of focusing on what I have to do, what I'm doing right now, and squirreled out and looked at my phone. I have no idea why. So, but that's what I'm talking about, guys. We don't get any time to just focus, right? So ask yourself this: when's the last time you had some time to just focus, without being interrupted or without interrupting yourself? Most people don't feel overwhelmed because they're lazy, right? We've been talking about overwhelm for 9 days now. It's because they never get uninterrupted time to think or execute, right? Got to close yourself in a room, right? I mean, so today's about reclaiming some focused and intentional time. That's all, guys. Without working longer hours, right? I'm always like, hey, it's 24 hours in a day. I'll just work all of them. Yeah, that's great. Till you fall on your face, right? And you miss a whole bunch of stuff. And you have to say no to a bunch of things. Okay. So be honest. And you can pop this in the chat if you want. How often do you actually get uninterrupted focus time? How often? Is it never? Is it rarely? Or is it sometimes? Because I know it's probably not all the time. Never, rarely, or sometimes. How often do you actually get uninterrupted focus time? Type it in the chat. You guys that like to comment. Yeah, most people that I that I coach or work with or listen to or kind of follow their stuff, Peter says never. Yeah. So they never, they're like, I'm busy. I'm just busy all day. I don't know, I don't feel productive. Alex says rarely. Yeah. They're answering messages, they're reacting to problems. This sound familiar, guys, especially you last two, right? Tim, yeah. Jumping between tasks, constantly interrupted, right? By the end of the day, yeah, you're exhausted. Did you work all day? Mm-hmm. Did you put in your best effort? Mm-hmm. Right. Do you feel accomplished? Uh-uh. Nope. Nope. Yeah. Are you finished? Nope. So you don't need more hours. You just need more protected focus. There comes Wendy with some links for you guys. Hey, check out the Summit podcast. I got a few I'm going to do today. Got a bunch coming. I got 4 or 5 in the queue. You guys are going to love these podcasts. I had great conversations. Just put out one with Pat Johnston yesterday. Got Pete Christensen coming up this week, and I think in a day or so, and then Larry White. Who else did I got? Jason Cisneros. It's going to be good stuff. So get on my beanbag and think. Yeah, that's a great place to do that, Bubba. Alex says coming in the office earlier has helped. Get more done the first hour I'm here. Pete says working on my boundaries and hiring the help for the $10 tasks so I can focus on the big stuff. Yeah. Here comes Wendy with the ticket for the Job Tread Connect stuff, January 14th through the 16th. You see me wearing their stuff, guys. I don't do that lightly, right? If I'm going to put somebody's name on me, I want to believe in them. So these guys they're great. If you have a construction company and you're not using construction management software, check out Job Tread. There's a conference in January, middle of the month, 14th through the 16th. We'll be there. Steve Rosenberg and I, and then Bubba Hogan and Richard Nordheim, our team will be there. We'll set up a booth. We're going to hang out. Steve's speaking a couple times. So we're going to be deeply entrenched in the event. So check it out. Wow, I lost my spot. So, guys, focus is the cure for overwhelm. Okay, it really is. And here we are, day 9 of talking about overwhelm. It's all about focus. Okay, overwhelm shrinks when progress is visible. When you can see that you've actually made some progress, tasks get completed. Right, momentum builds. You're starting to close some mental loops on some things. You're not. It's not just all up here. Okay, nothing creates that faster than a deep focus. Okay, the brain wasn't built for constantly switching around. That's why they call it squirrel moment, right? Every time you switch tasks, your energy drops, your clarity drops. Where was I, right? Ever walk into a room going, what did I even come in here for? Jason Greenleaf, good to see you. Mistakes increase, stress rises, you get, pissed off, right? You're like, I don't even feel like I know what I'm doing right now. I don't even feel like I know what I'm doing right now. So, multitasking starts to feel, productive, wow, okay. But that actually, you know, increases the overwhelm. Okay. So, what interrupts you most during the day, guys? Pop it in the chat. The first person that types kids, kids, dogs. For us, it's probably dogs, or maybe it's this thing right here. Maybe it's the phone. The notifications. Bailey and Wendy were amazed yesterday because they were trying to get a hold of me to tell me where to move the vehicle to pick them up, and they're like, "I texted you." I'm like, "I didn't see you come in." So I looked down, and my phone was still on Do Not Disturb from when I did this video in the morning. In fact, it's putting it back on Do Not Disturb. It was still on Do Not Disturb, and so much of my time is that way because if I have a coaching call, phone goes on Do Not Disturb. If I shoot a podcast, phone goes on Do Not Disturb. So it was literally on Do Not Disturb when Bailey was trying to get a hold of me while she was coming out of Logan Airport. You gotta pay attention to that. However, don't hesitate to use that button. Pete says emails and texts, kids, employees, problems I shouldn't have to deal with. Right, right. So we got to work on that, right, Pete? So Alex says the phone, so many texts and notifications. Yeah. So this is something we got to put a stopgap in here for you guys, right? Yeah, email, phone, people, yourself, those squirrel moments, right? Um, yeah, for sure. So let's talk about that 90 day, 90-minute focus block. Okay, an hour and a half. All right. Um, that's long enough to think clearly, to get into a flow, right? Make progress, solve some real problems, right? But short enough to stay mentally sharp and avoid burnout and stay disciplined. Okay. We're in, we're out. We're at 90 minutes. Okay. You don't need an entire day. It's just a protected block of time. Good morning, Jace Hunter. Good to see you. Hey, you just need that protected block. What belongs inside a focus block? It's 90 minutes, guys. It's an hour and a half, right? You can do this. Planning, strategy, sales calls, proposal writing, problem solving, leadership work, creative thinking. Notice how these are like CEO level tasks, right? This is not time for email, texts, scrolling, reacting, picking up the phone, hollering at people, whatever. All of that stuff. Okay? So post in the chat if you had one 90-minute focus block tomorrow, what would you use it for? And you can't say Christmas shopping. If you had one 90-minute focus block tomorrow, what would you use it for? How could you benefit from that? Pop it in the chat. There's a lag in the comments, but and how do you protect this time, guys? Phone on silent or do not disturb, right? Maybe in another room, out of reach. Notifications off. Calendar blocked for that time. So we time block this time, right? Door closed if possible. One task only. Juan would read. Hey, Megan, good to see you. Megan would follow up with leads. Perfect. Yeah. So a sales activity. Yeah. Edit the social media. Right. That's not scrolling. That's intentional, right? Pete, world domination, building a clearer vision for my team. I love it. Where'd you hear that? The world domination. Starting to catch. Yeah. One task only. Guys, it's not um selfish. It's leadership. It's what you should be doing. Do my job description for my VA. Yeah. 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 Check out Tyler Kirk's Legacy Media website right there. Cut, paste. Yeah, focus builds confidence faster than motivation, guys. All right, we can get fired up and you can listen. You listen to Bob in the morning. Yeah, I'm gonna do my stuff this week, right? Um, but every completed task lowers stress, builds confidence, restores control, reinforces identity. Okay, momentum doesn't come from hype. Want to get hyped up? Watch some Instagram reels. Okay, it comes from finishing things. One focus block a day can change everything. Add that up across the course of a week. All right. You don't need 5 hours of focus. You need a 90-minute block a day. That's going to reduce overwhelm, increase your output, improve clarity, sharpen your leadership, calm the mind, right? As Wendy does, right? Calm the mind. Consistency beats intensity. Again, speaking of consistency, day 361 here, hashtag live 365. Last day or 365th day is the day after Christmas. So make sure you're on, okay? Bring some friends. All right, you know where I'm headed with this. You got to post in the chat when you are going to when you're going to schedule your first 90-minute focus block. Post in the chat. When is this happening, Alex? Yeah, Alex, you'll have to suggest that to Wendy because I've promised her to keep my business advice to myself for a little while. You understand. I get a little excited about the t-shirt business. And there it is. She's got the link on there. Yeah, guys, post in the chat. When? Alex, what time? Pete says right now. See you, Pete. Thanks for coming. Yeah. Alex, what time? Put it on there. Put a time in there. Put it on your phone. Put it on the calendar. Today at 2 p.m., Megan says. 2 to 3:30. Schedule for tomorrow morning. Put a time in. Put it on the phone. Dave says, know what you want. Have a plan. And success coach, Bob. Take consistent action. Renew your goals. Review your progress, sir. Yeah. There's a guy that knows what he's doing. Alex says 6 to 7:30. Jess says 8:30. Love it. Today, 8:30 to 10. Nice job, Pete. Yeah. I had 3 or 4 takers there. Good. If I can affect just one person, it's been a success. Good stuff. Tyler Kirk is on Instagram. Say hello to Tyler. Guys, again, grab his link, check him out, have a call with him. Okay. Tyler's one of the things I like most about Tyler is he made a comment to me when I was made a comment to me one day. I was telling him all about all the things I was going to do. And he says, all right, I'm going to zoom out to 30,000 feet here. So he looks at it very globally, what you're trying to do with your website, with your marketing, with your SEO, whether you got a blog or a podcast, all the stuff. Okay. So check him out, book a call. He's going to be extremely helpful for you. And some of the people on this call utilize Tyler for his services. So yeah, guys, post it in the chat. When is your 90-minute focus block? Okay. Ask yourself this: what deserves my best thinking right now? It's probably not, that deep TikTok hole you're in, even as funny as those can be. And they're a good time. Don't get me wrong, right? Have some good laughs, right? Focus for 90 minutes. Matt says, when I'd normally be on DSA, I had that time blocked out, so I will fill out with focused productivity. Yeah. Yeah. And guys, the DSA is great. Okay. But get what you need from it and get out. Like maybe you don't need to be on Wednesday, or maybe Mondays are your focus day, whatever. That's what this stuff is all about. Taking it and implementing it. Yeah. Ask yourself what keeps getting pushed aside by distractions. Where would focus reduce stress the fastest? Just some focus. So hard to focus today with everything that's going on, right? And I'm one of those guys. Wendy could read in an airport. I got to have it quiet. I'm like, could you people calm down at gate D27? I can't, it has to be quiet or I'm just squirreling out. Okay. That's why I think it's why I enjoy my time in the morning when I get up and I'm with the laptop and I call it doing world domination. I'm doing my social and my stuff kind of on the couch, got a cup of coffee. I'm dialed in, super focused. What would change if you protected one block per day? Yeah, Dave, for sure. Must be an old guy thing. So, guys, before today ends, block that 90-minute window. And I don't do it once this coming week. It's Christmas week, whatever. Do it once and then lay it or just maybe write this down and it's a goal for 2026. But I bet if you put this in your arsenal, so to speak, things would be different within a couple of weeks. And just put it on your calendar and write focus 90 minutes. I have to do that because other people have access to my calendar. I have virtual assistants that have access to my calendar. Wendy has access to my calendar. So if I need some time and I want to block it, I either write block or I just write focus. And then somebody pulls up my calendar. It's very simple. I don't even have to say no. It's right there. Oh, Bob's busy from 2 to 3:30 that day. Okay. Just write focus dash do not book, something like that. Okay. And then decide in advance what it's for. Okay. And then protect it like a meeting with your most important client. Simple as that. Guys, overwhelm fades when progress becomes visible. That's what we're talking about here for this past 9 days. Got one more day tomorrow. Focus creates progress. Progress creates calm. We're bringing it down, right? And that calm creates confidence. Look at that. Here we go. Oh, no, just kidding. Give me a fist bump on the chat if this was worth your time today in some way. Fist pump or a thumbs up or a chicken or a duck or something, a foot, flip flop, a fire emoji. I don't care what it is. Throw something in the chat that lets me know this was worth it for you guys to show up and actually think about what it would be like to focus for an hour and a half every day. Hey, Rick, good to see you. See you Wednesday night. Colin Nordheim, good to see you. Didn't know you were here. Hello, my friend. Pete wrote fist bump. Okay. Love it. You guys crack me up. Dave Howard. It always is. Thanks, Jace. I appreciate it. Keep showing up. Drag that Jameson kid along. He's doing well. He's showing up. Always worth it, Coach. Thanks, Peter. Appreciate it. Yeah, guys, pay attention because the Summit podcast is on full steam. Just got inspired to do more of it and getting a bunch of folks through. Don't be surprised if you get a message from me and say, hey, would you like to sit down and have a conversation? The more people I pop on there, the more I get to know people. And the podcast started out, it'll be, I think, 3 years ago in like February, maybe even more than that, with the idea of just, and I don't even know why I was doing it. I even started it before I was coaching. It was ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it. Megan, thank you. Ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And then when I started Summit coaching, I was like, I was just going to call it the Summit podcast, but it kind of kept the same purpose, right? People that are just out, entrepreneurs doing cool stuff, people getting uncomfortable and doing cool things. So we keep on going. I think I've done, I don't know, I think we just filmed like episode 82 or 3. And it's straight up work because a lot of people that have a podcast just give it to whoever they have edit their podcast. Ben Bryant, good morning. I'm the dude that edits the podcast. So, so for right now, until we get in a position where we can farm that out, I'm the guy. So it's a lot of work posting the reels and the YouTube shorts and trying to get it on different platforms, all that Spotify and Apple Podcasts, uploading the audio only in an MP, not MP3, not an MP4, like all that good stuff. It's a lot of work. So, but it's a worthy thing because I think it gives people some reels they can use on their own to post and maybe promote their own business, that kind of stuff. Um, Colin says, I remember you were talking about it when we were out to breakfast in Denver. Yeah, that was at least a few years ago, right, Colin? That's funny. Yeah. So yeah, and I've had fun with it. I've had fun. I've had a lot of fun with it, and had a great interview the other night. Conversation with Jason Cisneros. He was one of the speakers at Mach 5. So that was cool. I'm gonna try to get Phil Kornichuk on too. He was at Mach 5. I'm sure he would jump on. And I've never had anybody say no. So so we'll do it. Colin, I think your dad's gonna be on here at some point. I'll circle back, grab you here when we get a little time if you're interested. And yeah, guys, it's and funny enough, many of the people that I've brought on, it was their first time being on a podcast. And like, what do I do? And I tell everybody, I said, listen, we're just gonna have a conversation, but I'm gonna keep picking the ball up and putting it on the tee, and you keep knocking it out of the park. Just keep answering the questions and get comfortable, and let's go. So we have fun with it. And right, still back to turning some of these calls into a blog occasionally, so that old dogs can learn new tricks. I'm even learning how to create an AI agent inside of Go High Level to be able to take this call, take the transcript, turn it into a blog, and post it. So without even touching it, which is super cool. So that stuff doesn't come easy to me, guys. I'm out there, right out there on the edge of falling off the cliff when I'm learning this stuff, but it's fun. And I do enjoy it. So yeah, we grow together. Right. For sure, Colin. Love it. Yeah, we win together as well. So good stuff. Well, guys, I hope you have a fantastic Monday today. Reach out, help someone else. It's going to be a crazy week. I know that, but I will be right here every single day. Probably will be here Christmas morning. I'm thinking probably 8:00 we'll do it. And then, I'll go light a firecracker onto Bailey's bed after that and get her moving. So, but I don't see any interruption. And don't forget, on Friday, the day after Christmas, is day 365. I'd love to have you all here. We're going to do something a little bit special that day, a little bit different. I'm not going to tell you what it is until the call opens up. So, don't. All right. I appreciate you all being here. You couple of people that joined on Instagram, thank you. I appreciate you. We'll keep the dream alive. And you guys on YouTube, especially the one that called me names, I got something for you. Good times. All right, guys, have a great day. Let me know if I can help you in some way. Go back through the links and check out the links that we shared. And if you want to, you don't have to do it right now. You can if you want. As I said yesterday, post your business website or link in there so people can get a hold of you, check you out. All right, guys, have a great day. I'm gone. Later.